Alright guys, in section 8.3, we're going to be connecting fractions to division. Now, what I want you to look here is I want you to see where it says important, because the fact that I said that it's important probably means that it's important. And I believe I said this in yesterday's video, in 8.2, that the first number in the problem is the thing that you will be cutting up. The first number in the word problem is not always the first number that you are going to have in your expression. I'll show you what I mean in a second, but just remember that. Just because it's the first number in the word problem does not mean that number is going to go first in my division problem. Right below that, you'll see that it says, people do not get cut up. I teach math, not murder, guys. Seriously, we don't cut people up in this class. Cutting people up is bad. So when you read a problem, ask yourself, what am I cutting up? Am I cutting up the students or am I cutting up the pizza? If you say that we need to cut up the students, then we just need to have a serious conversation and maybe, maybe we can get you some help. But we don't normally cut up students. That's not what I teach. It's not what I'm good at. I'm good at teaching math, but not cutting up students. So look at that problem off to the side. 6 students share 8 apples. How many apples does each student get? Again, ask yourself, guys, what am I cutting up? What is getting shared? What am I going to be dividing? Oh, that makes sense. I'm going to be cutting up my apples, not my 6 students. So if I'm going to be cutting up my 8 apples, then that number is the number that is going to go first in my division problem. And I'm sharing my 8 apples. So the fact that I'm sharing my 8 apples means that I'm dividing my apples up. And I have decided to share my apples with 6 students in the class because they look hungry. And of course, it's only fair that each student gets the same amount of apples. So I have to divide it evenly. Well, I could easily solve a picture of this. I could easily set it up with the cave and solve it that way and get a fractional answer. But I can also use my method for dividing fractions and do my keep, change, flip, and it'll still work, even though they're both whole numbers. Watch what I mean. Keep, change, flip. So 8 times 1 6 equals 8 6. And then I can divide that to turn it into a mixed number. And I get 1 and 2, 6. Simplify it even more and you should get 1 and 1/3. And I'll show you why this works. If I take my 8 apples share them with 6 kids, well then it only makes sense that I cut each apple into 6 equal pieces. And then that way each one of my students can get 1 piece of each apple. So if little Susie Beth McGee eats 1 piece out of each apple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She ate 8 slices of apple, which is 1 and 2 6 apples, or 1 and 1/3 apples. Isn't that cool? Math is pretty awesome. Here's another question. Remember, I teach math, not murder. 9 friends are sharing 6 cookies equally. How many cookies does each friend get? So you ask yourself, what am I going to be cutting up? I really hope that you did not tell me that you're going to cut up your 9 friends. Because if you are the type of person that is going to cut up your 9 friends, then something tells me you're not going to have a lot of friends for very long. So I want to say somebody's going to catch on that your friends keep disappearing and they're not going to want to be your friend anymore. So please don't cut up your friends. Just don't do it. Let's cut up some cookies instead. So we're going to cut up cookies, and that's our number that's going to go first in our algorithm, in our expression. So I have 6 cookies that I'm going to share equally with my 9 friends. Now what I'd really like to do is I'd like to connect it or relate it to division. Let's relate it to multiplication. How would I write that as a multiplication problem? You got it. Keep, change, flip. Yeah, that's the action. 6 ninths. And then I can simplify. Think in your brain, what can I divide both 6 and 9 evenly by? I know, you guys are so smart. Especially that one there. Yeah, you. I know, you said 3. Yeah, good job. I can easily divide both of those numbers by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And 9 divided by 3 is 3. So that means each friend is going to get 2/3 of a cookie. Then I think you should try this problem on your own. You should see how you do and see if you are able to successfully answer the question. Keeping in mind that this is math, not murder. So here's my problem. 5 sandwiches for 3 sisters. I related that to multiplication by saying 5 divided by 1/3, which is 5/3. I turned that into a mixed number by dividing, and I got the answer of 1 2/3. Hooray! See you guys later. Let me know if you have any questions. Enjoy your evening. Bye!